All right, y'all. So each week during quarantine, as my own way of boosting morale and also providing a gathering place to vent slash breathe slash socialize, etc., I've run a happy hour and movie night amongst my friends. We've taken a break for the past 2 weeks. The first weekend, it was just I needed a mental health break after the start of the protest and still trying to process the killing and murder of George Floyd. And then last week, or the week before, there wasn't a clear frontrunner, and it seemed as if there was yet another death, so we just had happy hour. Um, but I brought it back this week because I do miss the communal experience of all of us watching movies together, albeit each of us in our own homes. And usually we're picking really trash movies so that we can hate watch them together, and it's beautiful. There have been a couple of times, though, that we have not hate watched something. For instance, when we rented Little Women, and I feel like there was another one that was also really serious, but I just can't remember. But anyways, so our movie night this past go round fell on Juneteenth, and I thought it was very important to find a movie that had cultural significance instead of our usual fare of trash movies that, again, we all dump on together. I put the question to my Black as Fuck group, and they gave me a treasure trove of movies to select from. A lot of them I have not seen, and I need to go back. But that's for me to do. But the way that Do the Right Thing stuck out to me after Carlette suggested it, it was the right selection for Juneteenth. And if you know the movie, then you know why. Well, not for Juneteenth, but just with everything going on. Anyways, so last night we watched Do the Right Thing as part of our movie night. Now, from Wikipedia, Do the Right Thing is a 1989 American comedy drama film produced, written, and directed by Spike Lee. It stars Lee, Danny Ayo, Ossie Davis, Ruby Dee, Richard Edson, Giancarlo Esposito, Bill Nunn, John Turturro, and Samuel L. Jackson, and is the feature film debut of Martin Lawrence and Rosie Perez. The story explores a Brooklyn neighborhood's simmering racial tensions, which culminates in violence and a death on a hot summer day. Again, Wikipedia. I've known about the movie in theory, and I've also known it's culturally significant. Look, I've grown up with Spike Lee in theory, but unfortunately, it is one of those things in theory where that name is tossed around, and yet I've never actually consumed any of his work. How bad am I? Get this. He played Mookie the entire movie, and there I am thinking, oh, Mookie looks so familiar. Like, why can I not place him? Now, before I go on, let me just say I am horrible with faces. Every single show or movie, I'm like, oh my god, that's so and so to Eddie, and he'll be like, well, of course it is. Was there ever any doubt? And it's just like, well, faces. What can I say? It's a gift of mine. If I've only met you a couple of times, I will do my actory best to make you feel loved and like I've known you forever. But just know I am dying inside of guilt and racking myself to try and figure out, oh my god, I know this person, but I cannot for the life of me remember. And if you could just help me and tell me your name, everything will come flooding back. Anyways, someone you can ask about this, fun story, is Jason McDonald about how he worked right across the street from me for years. Literally years. I literally saw him almost every day going across the street to get lunch. But after going to Drama Inc. for a couple of years, this is a bit later after he stopped working at Stone Soup, he mentions how he used to work at Stone Soup, and I'm like, oh my god, what? And he's like, Ava. And I am just like, okay. And yeah, maybe one day he'll come on the show and we can relive the time where I literally forgot 3 years of my life. Selectively forgot for whatever reason. But I really digress. Because what Spike Lee did with this story and these characters, and how they are all interwoven so that it's a complete story, look, as a writer, you have your main character, whomever. And usually at your beginning stages, that's really all you think about. But in becoming an actor and acting in other parts of a story, the first thing you learn is that everyone is a hero in their own story. Even people in the background or side characters, or even the antagonist or the villain, we all think that we're heroes in our own story. We all have a part to play. That is one of the ways that becoming an actor made me a better writer. Everyone deserves richness because everyone has their own story, and everyone in the story has depth. You think some of the characters are inconsequential at the beginning, and by the end of it, you're literally sobbing. Come on, Mayor. Come on, Mother Sister. Come on, Radio Raheem. Look, I'd never seen it before, and I wasn't emotionally prepared for that movie. The the imagery that we've seen countless times in the news as of late, and I vowed never to watch any of those videos showing someone in their final moments, whether being shot, strangled, or what have you. It's too traumatic for me. So when Radio Raheem struggled to breathe, I felt like I was struggling to breathe with him. And I was reminded of all the cases, god damn it, that made it to the news in the past decade alone, never mind the potentially all the cases that didn't make it. You know, I don't have much more than that to say today, except, I say this without hesitation, and I say this with hesitation. Man, I am all over the place right now. I say this with hesitation because I still want my golden man. Look, I thought I could get through all of that without getting all emotional, and look at me. Anyways, I still want my golden man, but the fact that it took the Academy almost 30 years to recognize this man, and granted, you can't go back and reward someone for future work based solely on past work, but look, I respect, admire, and look up to both Academy Awards and Con. Like, if I won something from both of them, I'd probably just die because that's one of my dreams. I just need to stop and say that Spike Lee deserves everything, not just for this film, but for being outspoken for 30 years and for the body of work he's made since then. I still need to watch the Klansman movie that he made, based on a true story, and some of his other work. Now, I'm going to let y'all in. Right now it says Weekend Ad-Lib, but got nothing to ad-lib about. It was just a crazy weekend, and here's the thing. This Weekend Ad-Lib, I decided to write a whole new episode, so yeah, tune in for that one tomorrow. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I hope you all had a wonderful Juneteenth, my celebration. It went on all weekend. Movie night Friday, then hung out and did a photo shoot for Black Lives Matter as the Duchess. Then came back to do a photo shoot for my friends. So here's the thing. Let me look it up too. Because my friends, Hillary and Jasmine, are starting a web series, and they're amazing. It's hilarious. I've been to a couple of table reads for it, and I cannot wait for this project to continue rolling. But it is called Between the Web Series, and you can follow them on Instagram at Between the Series, no spaces. They were amazing enough to ask if I would take some photos for them for it, and I was honored. I was truly honored. If y'all I hope y'all use the photos. Hopefully they are usable. We don't know yet, but hopefully I'll do something with it. And again, go give them a follow and tune in to them on Instagram as well, because they're also both comedians and they are just two hilarious people. So, I hope you all had a wonderful Juneteenth, and it does feel slightly ironic that I not only had pizza but also tortellini for dinner as I was watching Do the Right Thing, but that's a whole nother story. As always, keep bearing lightness of being, and I guess I'm sticking with that now. So, all right.